Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through one of the main recovery components that I use in my weekly training, how I use it, why I use it, and how you guys can use it at home. And it is, of course, foam rolling. So this is probably something that you've heard a lot about as a runner. It's one of the first things that people tell you if you say, oh, I've got a tight muscle. So in today's video, I'm going to show you my routine that I do on a daily and weekly basis. And why I find it works for me and the benefits of it. So let's get into this. So guys, the first question you might be asking yourself is, does foam rolling work? And the answer is yes. It's been supported by many research studies, many articles and kind of trials that scientists have put together to basically identify whether foam rolling works or not. It's got many proven benefits, including analgesia, which is pain relief. So light touch has been proven to be a significant pain reliever. So if you've been getting pain in your calf, for example, foam rolling can definitely help with that. It's been proven to improve your range of motion, improve your muscle tone. So if you want those nice toned legs, foam rolling can definitely help with that. And other things like increased muscle elasticity, so you're going to be less likely to get injured in the future. So what actually is muscle rolling doing? So obviously I'm not a scientist, but I do know a little bit about the kind of the anatomy of what muscle rolling does. So in your muscles you get these muscle adhesions, or otherwise known as trigger points, and these are these little bundles of tissue where oxygen is struggling to get in and carbon dioxide is struggling to get out. So you've kind of got a portion of your muscle which is not inactive and not being used, but is basically not being used. So yeah, so what we're doing when we use a foam roller is we're just breaking that muscle adhesion apart, getting those fibers. So it's a bit like a clump of spaghetti. You want to get those fibers nice and separated and back into like a nice longitudinal manner, basically. And then oxygen can get back into those muscles. Carbon dioxide can be taken out as well. So you're not going to get tired as quickly, and you've got the full muscle capacity. So you don't want to be using 95% of your hamstrings. You want to be using 100% of your hamstrings. So that's what a muscle roller is designed to do, just to help break apart those adhesions so you can get back to full functionality, whilst also having other benefits such as increasing your range of motion. So guys, there are many different types of foam rollers. You've got soft ones, flat ones, hard ones, different ones with spikes on and things like that. So I'll take you through some that I've got that I've kind of collected up over the years. I've not just gone out in one blow and just bought them all at the same time, because they're expensive, especially if you buy some of the kind of the bigger brand ones. So this is the first foam roller I got. This is a Trigger Point foam roller. I'm not sure the exact name for it, but as you can see, it's very soft and squishy. So this is probably going to be the least brutal on your muscles. A nice, soft, comfortable one. Actually, it's quite nice to roll with. It's not going to cause you any pain at all. And I always start off with this just to warm the muscles up a little bit, and work any of those like lighter kind of muscle adhesions out of my legs. I then move on to this harder one, and this is the Trigger Point Grid X. So this is a much harder one. So if I compare, I don't know if the noise, that doesn't really help, but as you can see, this one is much more firm, and this one does cause a little bit of agony because it's much firmer, so the muscles are much more kind of squished onto it, and it does a much more effective job. So although it's not as nice to use kind of feeling wise, it's definitely doing a better job than the softer one. And then what I like to use just to finish it off is I've got this Pulse Roll vibrating roller. I've had this for a while now. I treated myself to it after the London Landmarks half marathon last year. And yeah, so basically this has got different settings, but I use it on the most vigorous setting, and this is just to make sure that I've got rid of all of those muscle adhesions that maybe the harder roller didn't get rid of. And yeah, so that's what I use. Just kind of do 5 to 10 minutes on each one, just gradually building up the intensity. This is obviously not the sort of thing you have to do. One roller is going to be absolutely plenty. This is just kind of something that I've kind of acquired as the time goes on. But anyway, that's enough chit chat. Let's get into my foam rolling routine that I do on a daily basis. So guys, I'm going to show you the different techniques that I use to roll the different parts of my legs. As I said, I do this 3 times on 3 different rollers, but I do the exact same routine. So I'm only going to show you once just on this light roller. And yeah, and then obviously if you guys want to do the same as me on something a harder surface like a rolling pin, for example, then that's completely up to you. But I'd always recommend starting with the softest roller, or the softest one that you've got anyway, just because you don't want to start off too intense, you know. So let's get into this. So guys, one of the trickiest things with foam rolling is getting enough kind of weight onto the desired area to kind of feel like you're doing anything worth doing, basically. So with your calves, we're going to start off with the calves. You're going to put one foot onto the roller and then cross one foot over. Be careful not to crush your delicate area, so you might want to move that out of the way. And then you're going to use your arms to take the weight. And then putting this leg on top of your other calf just adds a little bit of pressure, a little bit of dynamic kind of force going through your calf. And you're just going to work slowly through your calf. Any particular areas that you feel are tight, just maybe oscillate over that bit area, a bit more focused. And then you're going to do this for, I like to time a 3-minute timer and do 3 minutes on each area. And then as the roller gets more intense, I'll reduce it by a minute. So I'll do 3 minutes on the lightest roller, 2 minutes on the slighter, heavier roller, and then 1 minute on the vibrating roller, just to make sure that I'm not overdoing it. Yeah, so that's the calves. You're going to do this on both sides. Let's move on to the hamstrings. So guys, the hamstrings is going to be fairly similar. Again, protect your delicate area, and then you're going to cross one leg over the other. You don't want to have any contact with the floor with your lower legs or lower limbs. You want the only contact on the floor to be your hands, just for balance. And then you're going to roll up and down your hamstrings like so. But you're going to want to make sure that you contact the different parts of your hamstrings. So you've got hamstrings that run both on the inside and the outside of your legs. So you're going to want to make sure you focus on both sides of those. Yeah, so again, I'd set a timer for 3 minutes, but how long you do it for, it's completely up to you. So guys, moving on to the glutes, this is probably the easiest one to do. So you're going to sit on the glute with one of your butt cheeks. You're going to cross one leg like so, and then you're just going to roll. Pretty simple. This one's quite effective though. I always feel this one a little bit more than the others. I actually find the hamstrings one is actually probably the easiest to do in terms of no real pain. Sorry if you can hear background noises, by the way. I live by a road, so not much I can do about that. And I live with a parrot, so yeah, not the quietest of environments. So yeah, you're going to do this on both sides. So you'll switch to the other cheek and then just continue like so. Next one, guys, we've got your upper back. So I would never recommend rolling your lower back. You're going to want to stick to purely your upper back here. So you can do this one of two ways. You can keep your arms on you like so and just do kind of up to the bottom of your neck, down to your mid back. So no further than that. So no further than here. And you can also cross your arms like so if you want to kind of open your shoulder blades and get more onto those rhomboids. But be careful with this one because it might be quite painful. So yeah, take all of these techniques with a pinch of salt, guys. You might need to adapt them a little bit for your body shape and size, for example. But yeah, that's how I massage the top of my back. These can get quite tight from breathing and a lot of like the arm movements and stuff. So yeah. So guys, moving on to quads. This is probably the most difficult area to massage in my opinion. So I like to divide this into 3 areas. I like to divide your quads into the side, the front, and then the other side. So I do 3 minutes on each. So again, this can be quite time consuming. You can obviously adapt the timings for whatever you've got time for. If you only do a minute on each area, then go for it. So yeah, I'll show you what I do. So we start on the most lateral side, or the most outward side of the body. So this is more kind of your IT band and your TFL. This is going to be quite painful and tender. So you're going to do like so for however long you're doing it. Then you're going to move on to the front. Try and keep your other leg off the floor to keep the weight onto that quad. Like so. And then again, I'll show you on this side for the inside of your quad. So this bit, so these are more your adductors. And this one you can have your other leg on the floor. It looks quite funny. but you're just rolling the inside of your quads onto those adductors as well. So yeah, that's my rolling technique. As I said, I do this for all of the rollers. But yeah, moving on to the final part, which is your shins, and this one is definitely one you want to be careful with. You don't want to be putting too much force through your shin bone. So this is how I do it. I start off with just putting the shin onto the roller and just roll like so. But if you feel like you can do it comfortably, put your foot onto your knee and then roll like so. Just try and keep a weight on your back foot still and your arms. You don't want to put too much force through that shin. Yeah, so it's a pretty simple technique, but I found it really effective for me, and it's really easy to remember. Yeah, and then I do it on this roller next, and then I finish off with the vibrating roller from Pulse Roll. Pretty good value for money, actually, to be fair. I think it was about £90, and it's not the sort of thing you're going to have to replace. It's done me however many uses I've used it for. But yes, guys, that is going to be today's video. Sorry, it's not really a running video. It's more of a kind of a bit of a running maintenance video, I guess. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. If you've got any advice or any tips that you could provide me, always happy to hear those. So drop them down in the comments below. But in the meantime, guys, please like, subscribe, share with your running buddies. It's free for you, and it means a lot to me. I'll catch you in the next one.